This hits that ice cold. Michelle fight for that white gold. This one's for them hood girls, them good girls, straight masterpiece. Styling, wildin', living it up in the city. Got Chuck's on with Saint Laurent. Gotta kiss myself, so pretty. Hey, Eduardo! Dude, how long has it been? It's been forever, bro. Are we back? I don't know. We're way busy. 2 jobs and a master's degree going for it. Anyway, it's been too long. Miss all of you. I don't know if you miss me. With the way the subscribers have been dropping off like flies, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. It's been too long. Anyway, this is the prediction. Yeah, for the Manny Pacquiao Floyd Mayweather fight on May 2nd. Yeah. We've only been waiting for 7 years, right? It's only been 7 years, right? 7. Anyway, what I'm going to do is break through. What's this? You want to hop up? Yeah. Last time she was barely rolling over. Now she's talking a lot. Never shuts up. Anyway, this is the breakdown for Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. And what we do is we go through. I will go over both fighters, their strengths, their weaknesses, and then in the end I'll make a little bit of a prediction, right? Yeah. Hey, go over there and watch your Mickey Mouse. Get out of here. Get out of here. Anyway, so I'll start out. Who? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Either one, we're gonna go with, and people are gonna be happy with, or they're not gonna be happy with it. We can't change that. So we'll start out with Floyd Mayweather, 47-0-0, 26 knockouts, and 38, young 38. He just turned 38 in February, actually. So yeah, there's pro quarterbacks that are still pulling it off well into that time. Usually in fighters, you don't see him going strong into those. When you look at the weights of the fighters he's been going against at 154, 147, 152, 146, 146, he's fighting bigger fighters. And you know this, 2 guys could be the same height, but you look at them and they're different. Most guys that stand next to me at 5'10" don't weigh 260. You know what I mean? So there's a little bit of a difference there, size-wise and body-wise. Like a Cotto at 145, like Pacquiao fought him, was a totally different Cotto at 154, where Mayweather fought him. 9 pounds of muscle is a lot. Just saying. Anyway, you look, going through the 3 fighters, Cotto, Marquez, Mosley, they all shared the same fighters. So that's kind of hard to go with if you're really looking for something. You have to look at, what does Floyd do great? He's a great boxer, he's a great counterpuncher, and he has an amazing defense. Now, he has lost a step, but if you look at it, he got hit 221 times against Maidana in their first fight, and he only got hit 128 times the second time they fought. Go look it up on CompuBox. So, is that because he's not as good as he used to be, or is that because he was playing it off to get the rematch to get some more money? I don't know. Money's in his middle name. Who knows with this guy? He could be losing a step, and I would venture to say that as well. But before anybody gets on there and starts talking about how he doesn't fight, let me remind you, at one time he was 27-0-0 with 20 knockouts. So he was dropping dudes left and right. Hasn't had a whole lot of knockouts since. He knocked out Victor Ortiz in 2009, and he had another knockout. He had to go all the way back to Hatton, for that one, in the 10th round. And he was the first one to take Hatton's, though. We know that. You can look at the old videos. Yeah, I had predictions on that, too. Yes. As we look, Mayweather's eyed this fight for 7 years. And we know that Pacquiao's eyed this fight for 7 years, both for different reasons. And now you're kind of looking into the styles, and the styles always make fights. And I think Floyd's stylistically, is very highly dangerous for Manny Pacquiao. As we said, go. So we're looking at it. What else do I have? Last KO, Victor Ortiz. Questions behind it all the way back 8 years to Ricky Hatton. So let's go over to Manny Pacquiao, 35-5-2. He's got 36 or 38 knockouts. I don't want to rob him of any of those. They haven't been coming too often either. You know, you got to go all the way back. Look at his KOs and stuff that he did. The last KO on record is him. You know, him actually getting knocked out and sucking lint off the canvas. Pacquiao was the last one to do that. Cotto 6 years ago, where he stopped him in retirement, and then again Hatton in the blowout, which got all of you basically to follow me because I predicted that inside of 3 rounds, and it happened in the second, I think. Yeah. So they weren't happy, and I understand why. But hopefully, in hindsight, you realize, oh yeah, he kind of had an idea. Pacquiao comes at you with the angles, the constant pressure, and the aggression that you would expect a fighter of his caliber to do. And he's done it his whole career. It leaves him open, and he is susceptible to getting countered. His stamina is unquestioned. I think both fighters' stamina is unquestioned. And you never really see him fade in fights. He's going to throw about 650 to 700 punches. That's his typical output. But when fighters fight Mayweather, that output drops significantly. Why? You leave yourself open, you get a fistful of leather in the mouth, and you tend to back off a little bit because you don't want to open yourself. When you start looking at that, check out the Marquez fight. He was doing very well against Marquez there, and as a matter of fact, people were saying, hey, he's turning that corner, and he's probably going to put Marquez out. Let's be honest. And then turns around, and the lights flashed, the sound dimmed, and it went dark. So, as we're looking at these two fighters, God, I wish I had so much more to say, but ultimately it just comes down to what they have, and styles make fights. And when you look at this is a fight we've all waited for at least 6 years. People are split on what side they're on. I'm not. I never have been split on what side I've been on. Styles make fights, and I believe Pacquiao is made for Mayweather. This is going to be a war. Pacquiao will apply the pressure with those angles, those punches. He's going to give Mayweather fits with this. This is not an easy fight. This is going to be an awesome and amazing fight because both fighters want that win. Floyd Mayweather wants the win more so as so not to have a loss, because that's basically what he's based his whole career on to this point. If you hear him talk, I don't believe that's the case, but if you heard him talk, he's really focused on that O. You see, I think Mayweather's counters and D are going to force Manny to open up, and he's going to push. And Roach has already said that Manny's going to be aggressive in this. Now, before anybody gets on, don't forget, Manny is going to be 46.5 at fight time. So we're talking less than a 2-year difference between these two fighters when they actually get in the ring to fight. And Manny, being the smaller fighter, has relied on speed a lot more than Mayweather has. And speed is usually the first thing to go in these fighters. Now, he fought Algieri. And when you look at the Algieri fight, you question, who's Algieri? Well, one, he's a guy that was 20-0, had a high-volume punch-out, but only had 8 knockouts to his record. So there was no danger of him losing that fight. His loss to Bradley, that was shady, man. You know, it was really, really close fight, and it could have went either way. I was not going to argue that either way. I'm pretty sure I was on record saying I thought Pacquiao won. Who is he really going up against as far as that? Where has he really been threatened? The only threat that he's really had has been Juan Manuel Marquez, and for obvious reasons. You know, the styles make fights. Marquez is an excellent counterpuncher. Mayweather's a better counterpuncher than Marquez. When Mayweather fought Marquez, he was just coming off his retirement. That was his first fight back. Marquez weighed 142 for that fight. He only weighed 143 when he fought Mayweather, or when he fought Pacquiao. So, I mean, you're looking at that, and Mayweather schooled Marquez. There was no question. There was no doubt. There hasn't been a rematch, has there? Exactly. So, even Marquez can't handle that. Now, Manny Pacquiao's left-handed. He's going to bring that left-handed thing to everyone, much like Zab Judah did to Mayweather. But let's bring it up. Mayweather figured out Judah. He broke Judah down. Judah had a meltdown in the ring. And we went from there. We're talking 47-0. So this fight is going to be close. I definitely see Pacquiao winning the early rounds. I believe his aggression will get the best of him in the 6th, 7th, 8th rounds. You're going to see a tide change. And you're going to see the rounds adding up for Mayweather. And then you're going to see in that 10th round where Pacquiao is going to have to start really pushing the issue. Because I don't see Mayweather's not going to be going for the knockout. He's going to be looking to really showcase his boxing and defensive ability and counterpunching against Pacquiao. He's going to make Pacquiao pay. If there is a knockout, it's going to be late, probably like an 11th round stoppage, and I would gear toward that more for Mayweather. Pacquiao's not knocking out the bigger guys. Let's be honest about ourselves. He had Algieri hurt, couldn't put him out. He hasn't really put out any guys. He caught Cotto at a great time after the Margarito fight, but it's different now. So I want to say an 11th round stoppage for Mayweather. I think it's really going to go the distance. But if there was going to be a knockout, I'm going Mayweather late. And that's my call. Yeah, that's it. 7 years we've waited for this. 6 years. 6 years at least. They're drug testing now. Yeah, they got by that. Imagine that. Only to have the greatest money-grabbing fight ever. All right. Hey, well, you're going to comment. You're going to say what you want to say anyway, so let's do it, man. Gordo, you ready? Let's bring it on. Yeah, we waited too long.